Shout out to the queen. Rebecca, wait a minute now. You have been gatekeeping on the music, but that's okay because I'm about to add it to the repertoire. So I love you and thank you and happy Haitian Heritage Month again to you. If y'all don't know right now, the queen is in the building, so like it or not, it's about to go down. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It feels so good saying that, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go.
Carter G. Woodson gave us Black History Week. Now, almost 100 years later, many of us are still stuck in the month of February. But our legacy, it doesn't just fit into 28 days. The Black Heritage Day app is here to change all of that. It brings Black history to your fingertips every single day of the year. Based on years of research by Dr. Carl Mack, our historian, our griot, just 3 minutes a day, that's all it takes to read, learn, and listen to an oral narrative of your history.
Indeed, the Southern states went to war over the rights for each of the 11 Confederate states to own our ancestors.
To connect with your roots, to teach your children the truth they won't get in school.
In total, he is credited with 28 other inventions. But as a Black inventor, he struggled to gain.
Learn why New Year's Day was once considered the most dreaded day of the year.
Parents were separated from their children, siblings separated, and spouses separated from one another. And today, America has the nerve to lecture us about the status of the Black family.
Understand the political journey of Black America from the Republican Party to the Democratic Party.
It marked the beginning of Blacks' departure from the Republican Party to the Democratic Party. And here's why we switched.
Dive into culture and triumph like Sidney Poitier's blockbuster film success. And so much more. From heartbreak to triumph. From January 1st to December 31st. This app is more than a download.
Work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And not care who doesn't like it. Hey, Rebecca, your microphone.
My good mic isn't on enough. Okay.
Yeah. DJ Exclusive, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How about you?
Hey, man, just living the dream. Let me put my non-picture self down. Y'all at the top since y'all actually here.
Absolutely. The good mic is on now.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we got you.
All right, good. Yes, and again, welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth. Like who doesn't like it? I said it for everybody. And good morning. Listen, it has been a long time. I know that I'm in a different space. You might hear a little bit of an echo because they know it's empty in here.
As my space is filled up with all my shit from just
Anyway, so right now, it's a nice spacious area, but baby, it's hello.
Oh, wow. I can hear it.
Damn.
I can hear it.
But no. I'm grateful. I'm in a new space. If you guys do not know, we haven't been here in about 2 months. So a lot of transitions have been happening. I can't wait to catch up with you guys, audience, and the co-host. But, for those of you who do not know, I have moved to a different space, nice space at that, but trying to figure out the overall where I'm going to be set up and things of that sort. It is a little bit more spacious. We thank God for that. So the echoing is got to figure out how to handle that. But for now, my girl who's always in the back of me, she on the side right now. She's
Good
on the
job.
side.
Okay, as long as she there.
You know, so, right. I see how you quickly set up. I know, but you actually moved as well.
Yeah, child. I moved end of March, beginning of April. So, you know, and funny thing is, I had the place since February, but didn't really have the money to move anything. So got the place in February for like $200. I got lucky with the moving special, thank God.
Wow.
So after that, then
A brand
it's
new
like,
space,
okay,
right? You said it was a brand new space.
brand new space, man.
$200.
Huh? $200. Actually like 307 for the moving special. Now rent itself is of course more than
Wow.
that. But it was a moving special. And I'm just like, she was like, if you can pay
Where do you live? Is it safe? We're talking 300. Is it safe? Is it safe over there?
Oh, that was just the moving special, girl. The regular rent, even still, the rent is only like $1,567 for a 3-bedroom. It's a manufactured home, but it's brand new.
You said
like
3-bedroom, but no, man, it's the homes that we be seeing on the trip. But those are
Child.
huge homes.
Child, they are huge. When we walked in, in here is just like, you gotta be crapping me, man. I'm like, I'm trying to watch my cussing these days. I'm trying to be saved and sanctified. But
All right. I love that.
but
I love that.
when we walked in, it's just like, wait, this is like brand new everything? Like, yeah. And it's just like, it's nice, man. So I'm grateful for that, but been struggling paying the rent only because, you know, still ain't working yet. But other than that, though, I'm happy, I'm blessed, and highly favored. That's all that matters.
We love to hear that. We love to hear that. Ben, how are you doing? I know that
Right.
again, the internets have seen you though. You've been online. You've been
He
been
in them streets, bro. Right.
You know what I say? I missed that whole Kanye. Listen, old Ben is back on the street.
Brother man said, I
ain't
got
gonna
time
say this
today.
Yes, Benjamin P. Dixon is back online. He said, "Drop the pastor because it's Ben. Act like you know."
Well, I didn't even drop the pastor because you know I'm executing my right to cuss these devils out, to do what they do. Y'all want to act ignorant? I can show y'all ignorant. So yeah, we back in these streets but you know, I didn't realize how much of a difference it was. Sometimes you don't really pay attention to what you do, especially when you stop doing it. And y'all know what it is. We've been off air for 2 months easily. And when you're not doing it, but you forget though, you also forget like how impactful your presence is. And then when you come back, you were like, oh, I guess I was doing something a little bit back then in the day. So it's good to be back in that way. Yeah.
I love that. And I missed you guys so much.
I missed y'all so much.
It's crazy. So much. I was like, gosh, like, is this what life is like? But I ain't told you the quiet, not having to be present for the BS and have a thought on every little thing that goes on for 2 months. I've seen it and I kind of was like, you know, people like, girl, you ain't see it. And I'm like, can you give me, I gotta get, yes. And, but every time I seen it, I feel my blood pressure rising because I said the state of events, where we are right now, is this real? Is this real? We can't celebrate. Well, I can't say we can't, but they want you not to celebrate anything. They want you to feel like nothing in your life is working. They want you to feel like you're on a hamster wheel. Every time you turn your head, you just like, that has to be AI. Because you know, millennials is getting got AI, like boomers are getting got with text messages and internet scams. Now millennials is getting got like, baby, is that, you know, that's what we're thinking. Every single thing that's going on is like, is this AI? I'm not really sure. I think this can't be happening right now. In this government, this is not a joke. This is not some kind of setup. And no, it's all real. It's all real. A lot of things are going on. I'm actually going to hit 3 top stories from a week ago because I can go way back, but I don't want to hit everybody with that. But I'm going to hit 3 top stories. One from today, one from that's going on as we speak, and one from because I said I couldn't believe it. Is this AI? And I'm talking about the White House Correspondents Center. But before I get to that, if anybody who is tapping in right now, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment. I know we're back. It's been about 2 months, you know. So if you don't see your friends here, tap in, send them the link, tell them to get on, because Like It or Not is back. With
Rebecca, let me say something real quick to Pinball Witch 526, because this is a great comment, and I think both of y'all understand this. They said, I stopped giving takes on almost everything because it doesn't help, just stresses me out. Internet breaks are good. And that's the truth, right? You know, this work that we do and everyone does, it's everybody, right? Everybody's giving good takes these days. There's so many people who are doing video.
My God,
I can tell some of them are written with Chat GPT, and that's fine. I ain't gonna hate. I am pro AI. I'm also anti AI, but you can tell when people are doing. You can tell when they're doing it, man. But
absolutely. So,
but sometimes you got to take a step back.
Sometimes you got to take a step back, because the people who are give and take sometimes, like, I know that for me, when I get online, we used to say this all the time. Oh, the rage. We need to be upset. We need to, rage against the machine. We need to, rebel. We need to do all that. But it's turned into people who get paid off of the anger. And I had to, about 2022, I realized, after they scaled the Capitol, and I was so angry, I felt like on top of me being angry and going through life issues, I wasn't able to present because everything was coming out with anger. Only realizing that was the way people were getting paid. Get online and be angry, and miss out on also giving people information. It's not a problem to get online and be like, I am upset that Donald Trump done faked his death for the 11th time to build a ballroom. I am upset that they had Charlie Kirk wife walking around with somebody that's checked into the Kunta Hotel, and then on cue crying, I want to go home at the end. We're going to get to all of that. But it's okay to talk about and be upset with that. But what are the facts of the situation? We are missing the meat. We are missing the info. We are missing, and it leaves room for people to just go off of vibes and feelings. Like, I didn't like the way that made me feel, so I'm upset. And that's it. Like, and everybody will let that go viral. You just being upset. But what happens next? What happened before? What happened at the time? Who was involved? Who was it going to affect? Those things actually matter.
Right.
So somebody saying the other day online, I seen it, and they were like, because people were getting upset. I told you about this, Ben. People were getting upset that an interview, and I forget who they were speaking to. It's the news lady. Her name is the news lady, and she has a podcast with another former newswoman and another anchor. And these women were talking about what was going on, and people were like, I don't like the way she's interviewing people. Like, she's a little too rough. When in fact she was doing what reporters do, and that's asking questions, following up. If something doesn't seem right, let me see about what you said. Like this alleged shooter running through the at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where the president, the sitting president, the vice president, so many different news corporations in there, or their representatives in there. How was there no security? But we'll get to that. People will sit on the fact where it's conspiracy, but what happened? Why did he do this? Is this one of Donald Trump's other schemes just to get what he wants? Like, these are questions that we need to ask. How is this going? Who is the guy? And I think that we miss those opportunities by just making jokes, which is, they're funny, and continuing on with giving people nothing. And then we move on, and what happens? Donald Trump fakes his own death, allegedly. And that's another time we're gonna have to deal with that again. Somebody ran through the White House Correspondents' Dinner, y'all, with a gun in hand, a rifle in hand. And if you see on this video, we're seeing the movement for a president.
Do you see in the top left hand side? I wish I could
top
zoom
left
in.
hand. There's another video where it's zoomed in, where this guy, of this officer, whoever he is, with the K9 dog,
he
right
walks
there.
by.
The dog walked in the room with the guy. Instead, they looked at him. The guy pulled the dog back, and literally a few seconds after he turned around, The guy runs out with the gun. So you
Yes.
telling me that you didn't see any of that?
Come on, and the dog is
The
the
dog.
thing. Like I could see the security guard, the agent or whoever he is, the top left side. It's moving real slow at the top left hand side, right behind. You can barely see it. I'm gonna try to find the other video, but the dog was in there. The dog comes out, and less than 2 seconds later, here comes the shooter. Look at this guy running through security, right past. You can't tell me the dog didn't sniff something out.
Another thing as well too is why are they taking the other metal detector now? Somebody brought that up online and I saw like, why are y'all taking that one down? Everything, I don't know. It just seems very suspect, especially because they released an AI version of this video beforehand, I guess showing some of the same stuff. So now it's like Rebecca said earlier, you got to ask yourself, wait, is this AI as well?
Listen,
I'm-
I put my little headphone in, my little jogger headphones. They say they can't hear me on the mic, so I'm gonna try to fix it. So don't worry, this is my little jogging headphones. But I think that they did that on purpose, and they get the opportunity to do that, right? Because they control now, right? Donald Trump has wanted control. He has did the fake news. Now he's moved on from fake news to actually saying y'all don't get to which is media, mainstream media. You guys don't get to cover nothing unless I say to cover it, and we're gonna drop whatever we want to drop. So when this happened, I was really afraid. I was sitting here trying to unpack with my sister, unpack my things in the house, and my sister was here with me, and I'm unpacking. I said, okay, a shooting just happened at the White House Correspondents' Center, and I was afraid because I know people who are actually in the room. So I said, oh my goodness, let me go and make sure everything's okay. Only for me to get on, and why in about 15 minutes was the full, descriptive. As a journalist, you are just getting breaking pieces of the story. Why was it descriptive? People were saying that they were on there. I think that in the description that I was reading, and I want to say it was from CNN. In the description that I was reading, it said that they just finished eating a salad. This is breaking news. Why would that be a detail in that when we're talking about a shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner where the president is in the building? In the news write-up, it said, I don't want to say it's CNN exactly, but it could have been Newsweek, one of the two. It said they just finished eating a salad. Who did you interview to give you that particular information? We're talking about there was a shooter in the room that you guys falsely reported and said that was dead. That was headlines.
Right.
5 minutes later, 10 minutes, I'll give it 10 minutes later. Mind you, this is still within the time frame of the first half an hour of the shooting. I think 5 to 10 minutes later, I go back and mostly all the headlines that said that the shooter was dead
Yes.
were obsolete. They didn't even fix. They deleted the articles. They didn't even update them. They deleted them only to put a new one and say a shooter is apprehended. Who are we trusting here?
Well, you can't,
Exactly.
and that's the thing. That's where we are, right? So I saw all of those. This is something we learned years ago when dealing with fast breaking news, right? You don't go with the initial reports, but that's journalism 101. But we're so far past that where reporters who were actually in the event, instead of reporting what they were seeing, they were doing first-person selfies about their experience. Here, this is a room full of journalists, and instead of capturing the story, they were more concerned about their own. I guess they were dressed up nice. This is called the nerd prom. You got to put it in perspective. The White House Correspondents' Dinner is called the nerd prom. And so that night when it all was breaking loose, especially across X and social media, there was so much misinformation. I heard that he had been killed as well. That was actually a leading headline for a little picture came out and everybody saw, okay, well, Cole Thomas Allen wasn't dead, and they apprehended him. But then when you start digging into the details and you watch that video, I honestly, I don't do conspiracy theories, but I do want to just ask, how in the world did this dog in the top, you can see it circled in the top left-hand corner, how does a search dog not smell rather, the guy who comes out the room literally less than 3, I would give him 5 seconds later when that dog is, I'm sorry, some information on what's wrong with that. Look at how fast the guy came through the door. The dog was just there. We need some information on why that dog could not detect that man, because when you put all the rest of it together, it's just so ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And
but if even looking at it, there's a metal detector. Why are y'all letting somebody through a metal detector moments after a correspondence dinner?
Well, why are they not? Why are they not on their guard? They're so chill.
No, they were, and look, and it's interesting enough. If you look at the video, they're taking down the metal detector at an active correspondence dinner where the president is there, and it just, as much as we talk about it, we can point out every little thing that we see in this video. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. That's the point. Donald Trump doesn't give a damn anymore. It's almost like, let us be theatrical. Let us, because there are people in the room who were aware of what's going on, of what was going to happen, allegedly. There were people who were in the room who were aware of that. But imagine the people who are in the room who weren't aware of that. I don't, and in my opinion, this is my own, I don't think, what's her name? Erica Kirk was one of the people who didn't know what was going to go on. But I do know that there were journalists in that room who were coming into a dinner that they come to every year. They come. And here they are, not knowing if they're going to leave in America, right? We're in America where we know that these mass shootings are happening. They did not know. People were afraid. But for the ones who were sitting down, continuing to eat their food, what meeting did you go to?
They knew. And I don't know if y'all saw, there's another video where y'all see Cole entering in. It looks like it's a workout room or something. But here's my thing. It's a correspondence dinner where the president of the United States is at. How is he even able to come into that space?
It's the building.
When I tell y'all, it just looked like he's just in there just, look at that. Yeah. It's crazy.
Have any of y'all been to an event where the president or somebody who's running for president has been? If you've been to any of these events, there's a perimeter. I've never been to an event where there is not a perimeter that goes beyond the building. You generally cannot even get in the building. Now, I saw that video that you're talking about, James. I'm trying to find that right now. But the weirdest, there's just too many irregularities for me. And the number one is, how did he get into the building with a shotgun? Of course, we're waiting on the investigation. But one of the clips I want to play for y'all is Donald Trump, who made the conclusion before, he still had his tuxedo on. And before any investigation was made, what did he do? He made the conclusion of who this guy was and whose side he was on, as well as condemning Democrat. It became a narrative so quick. And the immediate narrative, I want to play this clip of you of Ashley St. Clair. She used to be really big in right-wing spaces, right-wing media spaces. She's so in deep in the right-wing media spaces. She is literally, this is no joke, she's Elon Musk baby mama. Recently, the baby is no more than 2 years old. So that's how deep she is in it. And what happened was, immediately after this happened that night, they weren't concerned about security breaches. They used this as a justification for the ballroom that Donald Trump is trying to secure hundreds of millions of dollars for. But listen, because she really blows the lid on it. Take a listen to her.
If we can hear it.
You lost the audio?
Yeah,
we can't hear her.
You can't hear the audio. Okay. All right. Well, let me fix that while you guys hang on. Let's see if a quick fix.
Go ahead. And so for those of you who are just tuning in, we're talking about the White House Correspondents' Dinner that happened last weekend. And there was no, we have to really be serious. There was no real security there. Well, not for the people, at least. Donald Trump had this planned out, allegedly. Of course, the suspect was allegedly stopped by Secret Service. The White House themselves, or official reports initially reported that the alleged shooter was killed. And that's the story that they wanted to go with. Even White House representation had came out and said the person was apprehended and killed. Turns out they switched that story around, and they did it right before our eyes. They're telling us not to believe our eyes, our ears, what we're reading, and they're the ones putting it out. They switched it. They're like, they'll go with it, and we did. Not really, but then they said that he's.
Here's a real question though, Rebecca. How did they not kill the man? I just, let's just be. I heard all those shots. Everybody saw the video. We heard the shots, and he was within like touching.
Real Secret Service would have had that handle.
Oh my goodness! How is he not dead?
And then I'm sorry, y'all, the conspiracy, y'all. And then the shots, they keep saying that he had a shotgun and he fired the shotgun. Okay. In that video, I don't know if y'all have seen videos of people shooting stuff, but as a shotgun is fired, that shit is gonna get off a flame. Like the other guy, agent or police officer that was shooting his gun, you saw the sparks coming out the 3 or 4 times that he shot. Right. And which in turn, he also hit, I don't know if y'all saw that, he hit the 3 guards that were standing against the wall. He hit the one in the middle.
Yes,
the officer
did.
That
is true. That is actually factual. Yeah. The Secret Service agent shot a Secret Service agent. This is true.
And those didn't even look like Secret Service agents. Those look like regular plainclothes security guards. I don't know if y'all noticed that. They look like TSA agents.
They just shooting each other. Now imagine, but who's TSA agents today? ICE agents, are they trained? This is it's all aligned. Ain't nobody trained. They getting friends. They getting shooter happy people. People who are trigger happy. People who just needed a job from the backwoods of the backwoods. And half these people can't even. They're waiting on insurance that was promised to them. They not getting it. These are people who are loyal to just red, just MAGA, just Republican, just GOP. Just my daddy was right wing. My daddy was conservative. They're hiring these people who ain't got nothing. People who's on drugs, right? And I'm just not saying I ain't got no problem with people on drugs. Dr. Carl Mack, but the other Carl, I ain't got no problem with y'all doing the drugs. Wait a minute. People who are there's no.
Ben, you remember?
What is Carl's last name?
What is his name?
It's not Carl Mack. What was Carl's name?
Name Carl Thomas as a singer.
He was. That was a hell of a show. That's all I know.
That was a hell of a show, bro.
They're gonna have to explain to me how he's alive. Somebody's gonna have to explain to me how how this man is not dead. Number one,
bro. Okay. And so, one last thing. The other video that Ben looks for when he was like in the workout room in the gym, he has on something completely different than what he just had on when he just ran through the room. And then how did he end up naked?
Mind you, they had to get somebody who was about 50%, allegedly. I'm not really sure. But they said, we gonna do the one drop rule over here. It wasn't one of us. It was one of the colors, with the ambiguous colors. And they wanted to make us, because when it initially dropped, how did y'all feel? Because I said, who was in there shooting like that to people's stuff? Then when they dropped it, I said a white man, and I looked again. I said, is that a curl pattern that's flipping to the left and the right at the same time?
I was a little nervous when I found out that he was black, because I was like, oh Lord, they're gonna come after everybody black like they always do.
Okay, always.
Right?
Absolutely.
So when I heard about it, I was like, Lord, I had just assumed, right? Because the last 2 shooters have been former supporters of Donald Trump. One of them was a registered Republican, right? The one that was killed on top of the building. I forgot the name of the city that they were in.
I remember
it'll come back to me, but they were Republicans and former Donald Trump supporters. So I had just assumed that this guy was going to definitely be a former Donald Trump supporter. But here you go, a blue sky liberal, a Kamala Harris supporter, and he managed to get out of there. A black man got that close to the president and got out alive. I don't care what they do at trial. That man made it out alive.
And did they say they claim he worked for NASA?
I
It
didn't
was a
hear
lot.
that.
No, he was actually from multiple reports because again everything was coming out immediately, and I've
Yeah.
never been in a place where information came out immediately and then you got nothing
Yeah.
for days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is just one of those moments. This is maybe the third or fourth assassination attempt of probably of a sitting president that I've had in my lifetime. Not in my lifetime that we're aware of that's happened, where shootings have happened and where we have been made aware of that. I can guarantee you, and I think there is a statistic on this, that our own Black president Barack Obama had so many assassination attempts, plans. People wanted that man dead. You know what I mean? Like Black president, wore a tan suit, problematic. You know what I mean? They were like, want to assassinate this person. However, Donald Trump does this theatrical thing. The day of us not being alive, well, I went alive. When JFK was murdered in the street like a dog, you're telling me that there is no security tight enough for the president of 2026? Somebody who's he had his ear nicked. They didn't take him out.
And he's like, listen, this scene as a matter of as a matter of Secret Service protocol. I've been following Secret Service long enough to know that's not how they would handle it. They literally,
absolutely not.
I'm going to show you one more video. When you see how they snatched JD Vance from the Correspondents' Dinner, they don't give you a chance as the vice president or the president to say, no, I'm going to stay. I'm going to fight. They move you. They force you as a president. This right here is a photo op. And see, this is why so many people, and here's the other conclusion. It's not just that so many people believe all of it is staged at this point. It's the fact that we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care whether it's staged or if it's real. You're not going to get any sympathy from me on behalf of Donald Trump. If they miss him, oh well. If they get him, oh well. I'm not going to cry. It's not, whatever is whatever, because he has created so much chaos on this planet that he should expect that there's going to be people who aren't going to put up with it, and some people are going to go too far.
The political events are becoming increasingly dangerous. Not that they haven't been at all, but the political events that include our innocent people in the state of America right now. We had our own Georgia Fort, who, of course, has been covering a lot of what's going on between ICE agents and civilians, and the murders of people by ICE agents during the protests. Over in Minneapolis, just to point out, she was at the Correspondents' Dinner. Now imagine somebody who has had to go through that and had these ICE agents at her door is at the Correspondents' Dinner. I believe also honored weekend. But she's out there and shootings are happening.
Wait, Georgia was there?
Kids.
Georgia
was there. She actually has it on her page where she's running with her shoes in her hand, heading out the door, saying she doesn't know what's going on. Absolutely. Georgia Fort was there.
First of all, shout out to Georgia Fort being everywhere. I told y'all she's April O'Neil.
Okay. But hey, y'all, I got to jump off real quick. I'm sorry.
Hey, man. Good seeing you, man.
Yeah, it's Mama's birthday. Happy birthday, Mama. I love you, meaning.
Happy birthday,
Mama. Hey, we'll see you next time, James. Yeah. Oh, hang on.
But,
all right,
let's love y'all.
Go ahead, Rebecca.
You said, see ya. He was not done. That's like when somebody got something to say on the phone and they're still talking. He's like, all right, love you. They are still going. I'll be having to call my mama back and be like, Mama, I'm sorry, I hung up on you too early. To let her finish, and it don't really be nothing. But we let them finish, and then you gotta let the pregnant pause come, and then okay. Now
I want to see if
Georgia Fort.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm pulling.
She was in the room. If you go on her Facebook, she actually has her running through the back way of the hotel. Of course, when Donald Trump, I said this to my sister within the first, like I said, the first moments of when this happened. I said Donald Trump is doing this for a specific reason. That reason is something that's going to benefit him, something that he wants. Right? One of the things that he wanted, a ballroom. A ballroom. He believes that a ballroom is the most important thing right now in America for the White House. People are dying. Kids are hungry. Education. We can't afford nothing. Jobs. the ballroom and putting everybody's life at risk, tax dollars being utilized, all of this and above, and the corners, literally all for Donald Trump's ballroom. I think that in these moments, we see a lot of people who get respected and honored, like Georgia Ford, during the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And we're talking about media personalities. People have been covering so many different news stories. Before the Correspondent Dinner story had come out, April Ryan, who is one of the oldest, I don't mean her age, but she is, a vet, but one of the veteran journalists, White House correspondents. She's an actual White House correspondent who is one of the oldest to do it, one of the veterans to do it, one of the first to do it, and still active, a White House correspondent, one of the first Black American White House correspondents. And she said something, and this was an hour before, because I follow her on Threads. She had posted and said, something don't feel right. And she's like, let's see what Secret Service really has to do. I think she saw, basically, I believe a lot of people saw some weirdness happening while going into the hotel, the Correspondents' Dinner. I know Simone Sanders said that there seemed to be no security. They didn't check for IDs, nothing of that sort. And April Ryan, her saying what she said, it must have been like, where is the security? Basically, I think that she was saying that. She said that this was one of the first ones that she's ever been to that felt like this. And at the end of it, this is before the chaos, she was like, let's see what his Secret Service is going to do. What did the people see, Ben? What did they see? And I'd love to hear it. Let's take a listen.
Second term of reporters, right? First term, he turned my world upside down. I am thankful to be here and still be able to report. I am going to continue to report on this presidency and any other presidency without fear or favor. This is about the First Amendment, something our founding fathers put in place, the freedom of the press. And he is tearing it down piece by piece, brick by brick. And we have to stand in some way to let him know this is not okay. He is a president who is underwater in his poll numbers. People don't like the things he's doing. The war against Iran, the Epstein issue, gas prices, grocery store prices, the skyrocketing health insurance numbers. And who is there to report and ask those questions but the press? The press that he's trying to intimidate, the press that he's trying to sue, and the press that his minions like to go after and try to do awful things to.
And this is before the event.
This is before the event, yes. And right before, when her hair was set up in her outfit, because I think this is, she was set. She did her video. She said, I don't know what's going to happen, but let's see. She was very upset. She didn't go into specifics, right? She got online it's like, let me tell y'all before whatever the hell goes down. I think she had an inkling because of what she saw. I think many people who arrived early saw what was going on outside the hotel and were kind of confused. This is not usually how we function at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Donald Trump wants to take control of anything when it comes to the media, in the way that he wants to get what he wants. And that's what matters the most. He wants that ballroom, and that's important. Let us a whole set up theatrics, allegedly. Let us do all of that so that I can get this ballroom. Because immediately when he did the press, when he came out for the press conference right after that evening, they even joked about it. The Asian press secretary, I think that he has right now, they joked about it. And then he came out and he spoke. And when he did speak, the people were laughing. Mind you, this is an assassination attempt. Y'all laughing? Not in this. What? When he did come out and speak, he said, and that's why we need a safer place like ballroom. He's like, for many years, Trump said for years, people have been saying that, they said the White House has been trying to get a ballroom, but never would get approved. But this is why we need a ballroom, because why are we doing something at a hotel and it isn't safe?
Right. That became the immediate narrative. And despite the fact
on purpose.
No, very much on purpose. And now that I know y'all can hear the audio, I want y'all to hear Ashley St. Clair, because it was not in the aftermath, it was no concern about how this happened. There was no breakdown of what was actually going on. All of them immediately went to the narrative about the ballroom, like you just said. So if you let me make sure that you can hear this, and this is Ashley Sinclair, because she breaks it down from inside the MAGA misinformation machine.
Did she now flip to the other side, or she just break it
down? No, she's flipped. Listen to this. Can you hear it?
Nope. Not Elon said no.
Oh Lord. That
her, you know what it is, Ben? TikTok may have muted her audio. They do that
crazy.
Sometimes.
All the other videos work, but I can't get the audio out of this video. That's crazy.
TikTok may have muted her audio.
I'll just break it down real quick. What she's breaking down on the screen behind her, you can see she has the list of all of the different MAGA really big influencers, all of them who have millions and millions of followers, and every single one of them at the same exact time, within 10 minutes of each other, were all tweeting about the night of the correspondence dinner. Now, mind you, the man wasn't even in jail good, right? They were talking about this ballroom, the damn ballroom. And it just boggles the mind that people really think this stuff is authentic, when in actuality they're all being paid money to spread very specific narratives that come directly from the White House. And that's what her video is breaking down. And it's crazy that I can't get it to play, but everything else will play. But go ahead, Becca.
The devil trying to work, but especially when you were a former model, I feel like over here it's like there's a resistance, so we got to make sure she's real. I feel like when we watch and we look back at the timeline, I don't even want to go all the way to his first presidency. We're talking about Donald Trump here. We're talking about the time when he just recently came to now. It's been a year, and we've had to witness these big drawn out assassination attempts, but we go on the next day like nothing ever happened. Imagine before Donald Trump, something like this would have happened. Before Donald Trump's first presidency, something like this would have happened. We would have went days. We would have talked about how to protect more. People would have been either sad or whatever for the president, for whoever, for Barack Obama, for Biden, like how dare they? There would have been an element of fear. There would have been, we must protect, this cannot be where America is heading. And these people kind of like immediately after, and including some journalists, right? The key is to hurry up and get the content.
That's it.
They over to the shooter's home and stayed outside as if the shooter, like they dropped the shooter off the home to grab a couple of items to go in for jail. I don't know, but so many reporters were at the shooter's home. That's one. Two, right after the event outside the ballroom, many reporters were already set up. They were set up, getting B-roll, doing live shots right there. In the event that a president ever there was an attempt on a president's life before Donald Trump, there would be such a different approach. You would see. I would say this: you would see the journalists as they were doing live shots, more so kind of watching what they got going on. There would be a little bit. It was too calm. It was too. It was just like, is this where we are now?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. The whole game has changed significantly. Like we're not in a we're in a very, I don't want to say strange, because strange doesn't capture it, right? We're in a surreal timeline where even the craziest of events mean nothing within 2 days, right? And part of that is, and this is why people are saying we don't care. We don't care because of the type of way the news cycle has been curated for Donald Trump specifically. And like really, you put the timeline perfectly. If we take it back to his first administration, we had enough time between chaos to actually process something. Donald Trump has robbed us as a nation of the time necessary to process something collectively as a nation by going from controversy to controversy, ridiculousness to ridiculousness, scandal after scandal. And it's one of those things where if you throw so much shit at the wall, nothing can stick.
And now we're kind of like, a lot of people don't want to see this president anymore. So when they're hearing news like this, they're like, did he? Is he got, is he? And so now it's kind of like people are just like, another one of his attempts. But because this is where we are now, I think he's curating this. This is the moment he wants people not to care, so that he can continue to do what he wants to do.
Exactly.
His in DC for the you see how it's very dictatorship, little by little, a lot by a lot. But his attempt to put himself on not an attempt, it's going to happen, special edition passports in DC. If you haven't already gotten your passport in DC, or you are updating your passport, Donald Trump is now putting his face dead smack center in your passport. So you walking around every country and you got Donald Trump in your pocket, in your bag.
Oh, your face. The face of Donald Trump.
Donald Trump on your passport. And again, this is limited right now, from what I know last time I did read about this, to DC. And it's a special edition for, I think, the anniversary of America. And Donald Trump wants to be a part of that because he feels like without him, we wouldn't have had an anniversary. He is why America is thriving, and he wants to forever be remembered. So he's putting himself on I think he knows something's about to happen to him. Naturally, he's of age. I do think that. So I think that just like any dictator would, wants to stamp himself on everything and anything, so that he's never forgotten, even beyond his life. And
look at this. Listen,
right there.
wait,
Y'all.
Rebecca, you got. I really do. At this point, I got to ask the question: where are all of the and please hear me really closely what I'm saying and what I'm not saying, Rebecca, because one thing we don't do, and I don't do, and I know you don't do, we don't really care too much about the founding fathers because they were all slave owners, right? And we know Abraham Lincoln really didn't give a whole lot of damn about black folks. He signed the Emancipation Proclamation to win the Civil War and to break the back of the Confederacy. Fine. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that critique, but I got to ask the question, where are all of the white men who are more like Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln and John Brown? Well, not John Brown. That's a bad comparison here. But where are the people who look at this and say, hell no? Like they have those marches. Yes, the marches, the No King March is cool, but at some point, when are these men going to stand up and represent? Because I thought they really cared about democracy, because all I see is people bending over and giving up and letting Donald Trump do what he want to do.
Listen, giving him every which way how he wanted, and they just like, you know what? Have it your way. And Donald Trump is taking it and having it his way. And there are so many different, and mind you, this is after Donald Trump was the attempt, to end his life. He said, you know what? Matter of fact, put me on them passports.
Right next to the founding fathers.
And like he found something. That's why he's saying with the ballroom change at the White House, that'll be a change that people will always remember. Donald Trump is changing, because I was saying that he's doing so many changes, just like, changes just like a dictator would. The Palm Beach International Airport, I am from West Palm Beach, Florida. The Palm Beach International Airport is up the street from my crib. It's always expensive to get there these days because since Donald Trump's presidency, it's just really spiked up. People have to go in and out of Mar-a-Lago, all the things, weird stuff. It is now going to be called the Donald Trump Airport.
What?
Donald Trump Airport, y'all. Palm Beach International Airport is now changing their name. They are changing, or they're already going through it. But when people got to fly through there, I'm from Palm Beach County, and that is the closest airport to my home.
Now arriving.
I have been to Donald J. Trump.
My God.
Airport. God. I would hate it. So what I've been doing, because it's always cheaper to fly down to Fort Lauderdale or to Miami and take the Bright Line back up to the crib, But I don't want to be involved in any of this. This is what he's doing. He's forcing himself into our lives. We still ain't get that $20 Harriet Tubman $20 bill.
Oh, you can forget that. That ain't. I think that might have been what. I think that might have been what broke them. What was that, about 5 years ago? They were talking about putting a black woman on a $20 bill, and these white folks said, "Oh hell no, we're gonna
not any black woman, Harriet Tubman."
Well, I'm just saying, but Harriet Tubman. But the nerve, trust me, they registered that. They registered that as a black woman. They just said, "Oh, it's a black." Absolutely. Hell no, and they're ready to literally destroy. I think that was a turning point, Rebecca.
Yeah, it was a turning point. And not Turning Point USA, but it was definitely a turning point.
I can't.
But it was definitely a turning point. And again, we're on Erica Kirk. While I'm talking about Erica Kirk, Ben, I need you to pull up her creepy response video to. She took a while to respond. And there's a lot of clips out, but any clip that you will pull, please not AI, because they have AI clips of her as well. Very, very believable. But
yeah,
Erica Kirk, who was at the Correspondence Center, if you guys don't know, she was seen videoed leaving the event. And while she was leaving the event, you could hear her saying, "I just want to go home." And I believe that it was so on cue, because it was going to make for a great soundbite as a widow who was at an event where her husband was murdered, having to relive the event. That is actually very sad, very traumatic. But to see it played out in a way where it's like somebody is mocking it almost, allegedly, and making fun of it. They're all on it, and they're using it for more money, more eyes on Turning Point USA, on Donald Trump, on whatever else is going on with the right, with this administration, with people who are associated with this administration. And Erica Kirk is. Ben, play that audio so people can hear the dramatics that they needed to. And this, mind you, this clip was.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't think you're gonna hear it.
You can't hear it. But in this audio, you can hear her saying, "I just want to go home." A blonde who is a recent widow, who is reliving a moment where her husband was murdered right in front of her. With the shooter who was there, and all of this she having to really relive. Again, all of that is so sad. And for somebody who I believe actually would have these feelings, it would be so sad, and it would make sense for a soundbite. But the theatrics, because sis was sitting out the very next day. I'm not saying that she ain't supposed to be sitting out. I'm not. People grieve differently. I've been saying since the first day it's happened, and sis was out there, just like Drewski said, coming out with lights, camera, action. Already had JD Vance sitting in that man's seat, and he wasn't even in the crowd yet.
I can't reach
in these moments, we're seeing a lot of theatrics win, because Donald Trump is a businessman, but a television man, and those are the things that he thinks that should win. This woman is, I don't know if she was trying to pull Rhythm Nation, Janet Jackson. It didn't fit. She tried to do the freedom hat, the freedom ball cap, baby. What we talking about? You thought you were pulling a Beyonce? You thought you were speaking in a moment that was going to stick? You thought this was going to be a moment that people were going to think it's powerful with your gamer chair in the back?
No, that's what she really thought. That's what she
really did.
She really genuinely believes that she has the authority because of her loss to speak to the nation however the hell she wants. And people are like, we don't care. That's the generation we're in. Nobody can afford to care about anything. So when she comes through this hallway talking about, "I just want to go home," what Kyle Kalinske from Secular Talk was like, you haven't been home since your husband died. Do your kids even see you anymore? You've been at every major stage, every major show. You've been touring all over the country, and now all of a sudden you want to go home. Now, here's the thing. In reality, if she was authentic, the rest of the world would be looking at her and say, you know what? Hey, we'll give you space to grieve publicly because your husband died publicly. And in normal times, everybody would be like, okay, we'll hold space for you and let's hear what you have to say. But she came off the top rope so ridiculous and so horrible and so like malicious in her eyes and her voice and her tone and lecturing people. Everybody's like, man, we don't care what you got to say. Get out of here. We don't care.
Do we have the audio of her little clip from her game room?
No, I wish not yet. I have an issue with audio from Twitter in specific, so I'm gonna try another platform.
Okay, cool. Donald Trump always wants to feel like he's saving the day. The ballroom would have been him saving the day. Him bringing this alleged hired shooter by his own administration down into jail is him saving the day. Another story I wanted to get into is Donald Trump seemingly wanting to save the day, but came up short, which caused a lot of employees from Spirit Airlines to come up really short. I don't know if any of you guys heard, but I got the email from Spirit that said, no more Spirit Airlines. I'm going to read you the exact messaging that they put out, but no more Spirit Airlines. It was just easily like that. So if any of you guys have booked with Spirit for a future flight, ain't no Spirit. Ain't no Spirit no more. You can get online. You can get on your phone and try to send them a message. Spirit has stopped all of their functions on today immediately, saying we regret to inform you, and this is a screenshot from my trips. We regret to inform you that all Spirit flights have been canceled effective immediately. Guests with previously confirmed Spirit tickets should not go to the airport. They said, don't even come to the airport. Wow. While we are not able to help rebook your flight on another airline, because this was it was 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 4 a.m., I think around that time. But we are not able to help rebook flight on an airline. We will automatically issue refunds for any flights purchased through Spirit with a credit card or a debit card to the original form of payment. For more information about the wind down process, please visit spiritstructuring.com. I only say that because I went on to Spirit again on their website. They had like a little, like after saying that, they had like I'm sorry, after all these years of giving you guys cheap flights, we weren't able to continue on. And I don't know why I got a little sad about that. I know I made my jokes about Spirit being Greyhound in the sky. I've had video of Spirit throwing people's packages in the air to each other, like, hey, you got that, and it doesn't make it to the person's hands until it makes it to the ground, and somebody just kicks it, like a soccer ball into the deck underneath the plane. Y'all, so much have gone on with Spirit. I've had and every time you go to an airport that is not like Spirit owned, Fort Lauderdale is basically Spirit owned, so everything is basically Spirit over there. But when you go to where it's not the hub, Spirit is all the way in the back in the corner with 4 seats. The waiting area is 4 seats in the corner. Ben, go ahead.
I was just saying, listen, y'all brave. I think I flew Spirit Airlines once when they first opened and said, never again will I subject myself.
When you got $1 to your name and you just trying to get home to make it to the wedding, the funeral, you want to get home to the baby shower, you just trying to get away from everything. They going to Mexico, they going to Jamaica, they going to Haiti, they going home to Florida, they going around for $5. You might be like in your head, I can wait a little bit, and sometimes it's just like, wow, that was a really smooth Spirit flight. Sometimes I feel like that. Man, this was internet was working, and somebody even offered me a bag of chips. Since when are they doing that? Sometimes it be like that. But
they can't let us have nothing, Becca.
They can't let us have nothing. Spirit has been going through it for about last year or so. We know that there was a deal that was blocked when they were supposed to be merging with JetBlue, but that deal was blocked. So Spirit had to go back out and figure it out for themselves. Unfortunately, Donald Trump, who said that he would bail them out yesterday in various conferences that he had He was saying that I might be able to save him, because here goes Donald Trump again, wanting to come in and save the day, right? To get the credit, not to really save the people. And Donald Trump said, I don't like their deal. They don't want to accept the deal. I don't like what they're trying to offer, or they don't want to, I don't like, they're trying to be a businessman with these folks to bail them out. And in the middle of, I think there was the last flight, and I want to say it was to DC. That was the last flight. Every Spirit flight that was about to be boarded is still on the tarmac. Still on the tarmacs right now. All of the airports where people were getting on to go and board, who were already at the airports, had to find out why they were in line or waiting, that they were no longer going to go on a flight because this flight disappeared, like that show, whatever that show was about flights that disappeared in the air. This flight, your flight doesn't exist anymore. Your flight doesn't exist anymore. Matter of fact, Spirit don't exist anymore.
I like the way they said. I like the way they said, if you got tickets, don't come.
There's a
like,
don't
if
come.
I got tickets, you gonna run me my money back? They're gonna refund people the last.
Immediately, I haven't seen that come to my account immediately so that I can rebook. I will say, and I'm gonna go over a couple things. Just want to. So I booked to go to home. I can't afford right now to go home on where does Rebecca live? West Palm Beach, Florida. Can't make it home. Going to PBI because it's about $800 to $1,000. Kids, you not look it up right now. Right now, I'm trying to go for Mother's Day. Not going to be able to make it. I already booked the flight with Spirit. And I told myself, I said, don't book with Spirit. Frontier is just the same, but Frontier is telling everybody, we got you. Frontier literally is sending emails out saying, Spirit dropped so we can roll. We got you. Immediately, United said that we got everybody. We're going to cap our... We're going to cap for anybody who was riding Spirit. We're going to cap our flight prices at $199 to $299. Excuse me, I paid 2 cents for my flight on Spirit, and you want me to pay $199 to $299? Get out of here. Also, for I think American Airlines is trying to figure out how they can help. I know that they put that out there, but those are flights, and that was the last I looked at about an hour ago. Now, I want to get to the most important part for me: the over 17,000. Oh, actually. Speaking of Spirit, do they know I'm speaking about them? I kid you not. Spirit Airlines just wrote me.
What they say?
Spirit Airlines just texted me. Let's see. We apologize for extended delay. We're experiencing higher than usual volumes at this time. Many concerns can also be resolved on our managed travel. That's all they got for us. They do not have anybody working. Again, I was going to say, I feel terrible. Because for me, it's not lost upon me that over 17,000 employees lost their job.
Yeah.
Whether it was flight attendants, people who are working the concierge or the desk for reservations, customer service, at the airport, people who are working the messaging, people who are in any position, people who are doing the bags. Your bag might be bruised up a little bit, but it makes it there. Those people no longer have jobs. 17,000 employees. And just like that, because one girl, she was a flight attendant there for 12. I was reading her testimony. She was a flight attendant with them for 12 years. No longer has a job.
Wow.
Immediate job loss. 17,000 employees. Immediate job loss. This game with corporate because Donald Trump didn't like the deal. Even offered for us at some point yesterday, to the idea of Americans using their tax dollars to bail out Spirit. We using our last dollars to get a flight on Spirit. And you want us to pay our tax dollars. Donald Trump wanted to make us a business situation, and he ain't like the way Spirit ain't got it to give you what you want, Donald Trump. And I'm pretty sure it was probably you to have your face on the side of the Spirit plane or something. 17,000 employees Spirit employees no longer have a job. As somebody who been fighting for her life trying to get a job every 2 days, I couldn't imagine, but that's what corporate does. You are a pawn in their game that may last 30 years of your life. And one day they wake up and be like, yeah, can't do it anymore.
Don't need you no more.
Don't have to help. And they don't need you anymore.
Becca,
You're
right before you retire, they'll let you know we don't
and
need
mind
you.
you, this isn't the first time. And unfortunately, this is not the last time we will see something like this when it comes to corporations, job loss, just a shutdown in the middle of nowhere. But go ahead.
No, that's it. I mean, the 17,000 jobs, like, they did this across the, I remember when the best job that you could get, short of being a doctor or an attorney, was to be a computer programmer. And last month, I think some 40 to 50,000 computer programmers across the social media industry, Facebook, Meta, and a lot of corporations laid off a whole gang of computer programmers. So industry by industry, we're seeing people, huge chunks of the entire industry just being laid off. And then if you go all the way back to how this all began at the very beginning of Donald Trump's second term, it began with them laying off 300,000 black women right from the federal government.
And then making people fear black pilots. So even in the whole industry, Ben, this is like seeds that have been planted, right? And I will say, while it is a Greyhound in the sky, a lot of the Spirit hubs are mostly Black people that work them. So add that to the number, Ben. Add that to the 300,000 that are still fighting for their lives when it comes to looking for work. They are now a part of the newly unemployed and people who are going to be looking for work in this time. I will say American Airlines, the last I did see, and just to make sure, they are working on getting the flight attendants. Just want to saved because I was looking at, here we go. The special fares was United Airlines, and American Airlines is looking for any of the flight attendants. And there is a link, I don't have it here, but they're looking for any of the flight attendants who lost their job to bring them on, find places to bring them on board. Now, of course, it is helping the other businesses, right? But for any of the flight attendants who did lose their jobs in this Spirit, the death of Spirit Airlines, they're like, any of the flight attendants, you guys can come on over here. We'll see if we can train you, get you on, and things of that sort. So, but again, people are unemployed. Not only the flight attendants, the people who are working at the actual airports themselves, doing reservations, people who are doing the online customer service, people who are doing all of those things, they no longer have jobs. So there is no function for Spirit Airlines. It is altogether removed. Their message was really sad on their website when they said, we gave y'all all these years in the chat, which I agree with you 100%. This is actually true. With the Spirit Airlines is one of the flights, if not the only flight right now, that has 0 passenger or crew fatalities in over decades of operations. So while they do give you issues and they might be a little slow and sometimes they ain't got no gas, and so they are the safest way to fly.
Yeah, I'm still not flying with them though. I mean, it's too late. I flew one time. They've been around for a good 20 years, right?
Yeah, y'all talk about that Southwest and their former ways. And I got on there and I thought I got me a seat. Yeah. I was sitting and I said, "You in my seat?" They was like,
"Oh no,
get in line. First come, first serve."
Yeah, they stopped that finally. I don't know. I'm not a fan of flying anyway, especially when capitalism is forcing them to get the cheapest products, cheapest repair guys, cheapest screws in the plane, the cheapest pilots. They're not paying the pilots right. The pilots are overworked, underpaid, and sleepy in the sky. You know what I mean? Pilots are depressed, doing cocaine right before the flight because they're so depressed. Like, I don't want to be in the sky with somebody who's been crushed in the working class like the rest of us. I want to fly in the sky with somebody who has a reason to live. So that's my days.
Yeah. So I just, right now, a lot of people, again, I want to go home to my mom. I do. I really would love to go home to my mom. Right now, there's a lot going on, where I'm like, okay, let's make it work for me financially. Let's make it work for me, economically wise. Like, I want to make sure that I can go and see her and spend some time with her. I can't do so, but that's not the important part for me. I'm thinking about people who woke up this morning and say, I ain't got no job. How am I going to pay for this month's rent or the month to come? How am I going to pay for groceries? Because Spirit pays, but it's not like it's basically a 9 to 5. It's something that is paycheck to paycheck for most of the people who work in spirit. So it's I'm thinking about that right now. I'm thinking about people, and I my heart goes out. My heart really, really goes out. Again, Donald Trump said he was going to save the day. And did he, class? Exactly. Hell no. Just like every other thing that he does. If it does not benefit Donald Trump and friends, he don't want nothing to do with it. But if he can put his face on the side of that spirit plane and get that thing rolling again, trust me, he will. It'll be Spirit DJT Airlines if he has it his way. So RIP to Spirit. I don't know who's gonna do the body. I'm not sure who's gonna, I don't want to see no video of him stripping that yellow paint. I remember when I first flew Spirit, I was afraid to take my little window pic because I didn't want nobody to say, "Oh, she on Spirit." I am a Delta girl. Used to be a JetBlue girl, but I am a Delta girl myself. But baby, when you can't, especially going into an airport that is just super expensive right now, you got to look for the alternatives. And what's happening is it's getting you there just like Delta is. It's getting you out of the country just like Delta is, but for an affordable price where you can save some money so that when you get down, you can enjoy yourself. Just what it is. Like, close your eyes and go to sleep. Do you need a TV on the back of every seat? You don't. Look outside. Be one with the earth. Look at what God created. The clouds. Look at, sometimes you can see the sunrise and the sunset. All right. One time I saw a bird. I said, how did it get up here? It's real high. Just rolling with us, right? You don't know what you're going to see, right? Sometimes you could be looking out the window and, you might feel a little a turbulence, and you switch that playlist on your phone from the hood music playlist you was listening to the gospel, and you got the ambience on outside, right? You get into deep prayer. But those are the things that Spirit offers for you to be one, right? With yourself, the plane, what's going on outside. You don't got to be distracted with a TV. Sometimes you could be in your thoughts and let loose with your thoughts right now. So when you get off the plane, you'll be free before you go to that family dinner. Okay. Spirit has, provided a lot of that for you. Sometimes you sit on the tarmac a little longer than you're supposed to. You're supposed to leave an hour ago, but you've been on that tarmac. But the people walking that you did kind of soothed you, right? That is, Spirit did that for me. Okay. Sometimes you might have to stay in your town an extra day because Spirit decided to end your flight 5 minutes before you got to the gate. They say, "Oh yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Come on back here tomorrow." Spirit allows you to spend some more time with your family members that you was trying to run from. Spirit did that for me. So, say what you want about Spirit. I grew to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm on Spirit. You know what Spirit comes with, but it's still gonna get me where I need to go. Pour one out for Spirit if you can. But on the serious note, I hope that all of those 17,000 employees immediately are put front line for unemployment benefits while they're looking for work, so that they do not have to feel the brunt of being without work right now. And I hope that other flights, corporations are picking up their applications if that's what it is, or contacting them to get them, jobs. That was my eulogy for Spirit. It was because listen, Frontier, it doesn't give the yellow. You ever been to Frontier? And I said, remember I told you at Spirit, you go all the way to the back of the airport and it's in the corner. Frontier is 2 chairs on the side. 2 chairs in the corner of that corner. Now I guess we just gotta do Frontier. Anyways, or stay behind at home. Love your mama. Love your mama. But I wanted to follow on this story. We done got through, I think, a few stories that are actually trending. But Ben, I don't know if you've seen any. Well, I know you have seen because you've been online talking about it. A lot of what's happening with the redistricting in Georgia and our fellow states, Alabama, or the attempts. I know that it passed out here in I know Louisiana is on the map right now, but I know that I've been looking more about the one in Georgia because this is where I live. The fact that it succeeded.
Yeah, and
And
it's all the result of this Supreme Court decision that happened this week, Louisiana versus Calais decision, where you can see good old Justice Thomas and the 6 conservatives decided, and they gutted the second provision of the Voting Rights Act, which allowed districts, states, ensured that there would be minority representation from states like Louisiana, who was a part of this case. The core plaintiff in the case was the state of Louisiana. And their decision essentially gave Louisiana and then Florida. You saw Florida did it this week. I think that's what you're talking about. And there's a video of Angie Nixon from Jacksonville, Florida, who she's protesting what they did in Georgia as well as what they already passed. Like they literally passed it in Florida, though, where they are now completely rewriting the districts. So now they are eliminating almost the totality of black districts. You remember, I don't know you ever worked with any of these campaigns locally or been with them, but the congressional representation, you know, there was always a small, but it was there, black representation. Well, now all these southern states are able to just come and wipe that out. And now we have very little representation that's going to be coming from black people across this country. And it's giving Donald Trump the advantage that he needs to keep the House of Representatives and the Senate in the upcoming midterm. So it's all a big play for him to stay in power and keep control of everything, and for them to be able to keep implementing Project 2025. I mean, they're really going after it. They're really trying to steal democracy.
And you know what's crazy? It's like it started off with it being like, hey, you know, black voters are being affected in a negative way. We need to change some things around. And these people said, oh, bet, right? You know, local leaders are like, yeah, oh, bet. So what they did, and then in the best example I can give you is, okay, there's a room of leaders, and they all there's like 4 black people in this room of leaders. No, there's 4 rooms. And there's like a representation in each room of a black leader. I think there's four black leaders in total, but they are in 4 rooms, and they can get in the room and have an effect. What they did was like, oh, you know, there's an issue here. We're going to help it because it affects the black people the most. What they said is, we're going to take all the black people that are in the 4 different rooms with us, and we're going to put them in one room. So what happens to that power is they can't affect the other rooms. They can only affect the room that they're in. And that's basically what they did with this redistricting, saying that it was going to benefit. What it did was now take away the power of the black voters, place it in one area, so that these white people who are already placed or looking at these white leaderships, representation, state representatives, so they can still continue on overhauling power and minimizing hours. And it was supposed to be, it was all of the guise of helping black folks and black voters. But of course, it's another way to suppress black voters.
Yeah.
Alabama is behind them. Things. Go ahead, Ben.
No, I'm saying it's an all-out war on black political power in a very, very significant fashion. And I think, Rebecca, that it's just so many black folk who unfortunately aren't. There's some of us who are paying very close attention. There are, and so I'm not knocking all of us at all, but there's a good percentage of us who are still paying attention to everything else except the fact that they just literally nuked and got rid of our collective black power inside of the House of Representatives. Now, there's an argument to be made. Now, I'm gonna keep it 100. I feel a little bit of ambivalence around this. I do know, y'all got to hear me, and I hope y'all don't, please don't crucify me, y'all, please. But I gotta say something here, though.
Okay, Ben.
I know a lot of these Negroes who hold these positions of black power, the Congressional Black Caucus, the Jim Clyburns, the part of the black community that gives representation without actual representing black people. They're just black folks. Hakeem Jeffries not losing his seat, but that'll help you think of the kind of people who they got our skin color, but they ain't really doing nothing for us. Now, I'm not saying anything positive about this that happened. What happened to black folks in this decision by the Supreme Court is massively destructive. But part of the reason we're here is because some of the black folks who've been up there for a long time ain't been actually doing stuff, because in 2024, or rather in 2020, when we elected Joe Biden to go to Washington, D.C., specifically, I don't know if you remember, you were on air the whole time during this process, Rebecca, when we were trying to get them to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act to protect black votes, to protect the Voting Rights Act. And they did nothing. They gave us excuses. And then we were told by a lot of some of the black representatives that are losing their positions right now, told us to not worry about it and to just follow along with Joe Biden. And here we are, where these black leaders could have done something, Jim Clyburn, to actually protect our vote. Y'all ain't do it when you had a chance. So now here it is, and they destroyed the entirety of the black coalition. I'm sorry. This is what you get when you go up there and you look black, but you ain't doing nothing for black people.
Mic drop. And it's always going to work against what we need. It puts us back. And people always say, he one of us. They one of us. Are they though? Are they? Yeah. They're just how a lot of people had said, they just on another side. It doesn't mean if we work together. Bipartisanship doesn't work here. Skin color don't work here. Who is on our side about this? Because we need to know how far we can get in these rooms to make a change, because they are devising plans in front of our face, starting off saying that they're helping us and turning around and taking from us. Exactly how colonizers colonize.
Come on.
This is the blueprint. They do it how they did in Haiti. Went up there and started, showing them stuff and saying that we can help you kind of way, and then came back and put people in chains, kill people off, all the things, and took over. This is what they do. This is all they know how to do. They don't know how to do work. They don't know how to help people. They know how to take, steal, kill, and destroy the work of the enemy. And that's why we will constantly see in our systems failure.
Intentional.
On purpose. Yes. Intentional failure.
Controlled opposition. So Absolutely. Part of my soul is grievously vexed about this decision, but the other half of my soul is get them niggas out of there in the first place. Let's get some real representation up there. It's going to be hard. It's going to be even harder now because of this decision. We in the fight of our lives. We are in the fight of our lives. It's going to be a long time before Black Power gets back into the Washington, D.C. as it's supposed to be, as a function of how we should have representation. Y'all taxing us, y'all taxing black people, but we never had representation before, because the color folks that went up there in the first place went up there on behalf of imperialism, went up there on behalf of Zionism, went up there on behalf of the status quo, and this is what the status quo get. And I love the way you position that, Rebecca, because at the end of the day, what we're dealing with is a breed of Negro, just like there's a breed of Hispanic, and there's a breed of Arab, and there's even some people from Palestine. Blew my mind away. How you a Palestinian and you side with the Zionists? Well, that's because every culture got their Judases. And every culture, every empire, every white colonizer, every from Rome all the way to the British, all the way to the Dutch, all the way to the people in South Africa, they always know how to put money in the hands of black folks and indigenous people who would betray their own people. And this is how you get where you are. So to me, it's like I was getting tired of these fake black representatives in the first place. So in the same token, we in the fight of our lives. Well, when we send people back up there again, they better be representative of us, or else we're going to be right back here. It's going to take another 20 years. They're going to come back and they're going to destroy black people even more. That's why I feel horrible about this decision. I think it's so detrimental to the black community. But at the same time, man, y'all, the Congressional Black Caucus is part of the reason, some of the reason we here in the first place. Yeah,
it definitely is. And that's why people be going to all these Congressional Black Caucus dinners. They had I think last year they had the influencers out there at the dinner because they had their own little situation happening over there too last year, and everybody was there, but posting themselves at the club, partying, all this stuff. And I was like, hey, that's great, but we don't need we know that's being done. We know those things are being done when you go anywhere. You're going to meet up with your friends, have a drink, whatever. But what's the work being done? Who are you challenging in the room? What are you guys bringing to the table? I know you're influencers. See, this is what I be saying. All that anger y'all be having online and in your post or on your think pieces or in your takes, when you guys are the ones, they're not asking journalists to come into those rooms anymore. So now when y'all at the one of those tables, y'all don't even know how to fight. Y'all don't even know how to challenge. And now, since y'all ain't challenging none of them, they the ones going around and allowing these things to happen because there's no fight. There's no pushback. Who gonna check them, boo?
Ha. Because they the most powerful people. Whew,
right. That's representing us. And we need to have more people who are in positions of power, which we have a few, but we got people who are just going to rub shoulders with ops to continue to keep their seats for the next year or to keep their a coin or to whatever benefits them in this time. Of course, we know that politics is just a dirty game.
Yeah.
But if you're going to get dirty for us.
Yeah.
Get dirty for how it can benefit us in our future. Give us a leg up. It's constantly putting us back. I don't want to just always be the person that's outraged online. But when I see these people, it's like, what's up, partner? No. Why did you partner with such and such to give us this deal that's actually going to affect the Black community and that's what y'all should be doing. It don't need to be on camera. Make them people feel nasty. Make them feel hurt. Make them feel the weight of their decisions.
Come on. But instead, what do we get? We get people who have our skin color up there, but they don't have our best interest up there. And Rebecca, you said it, like this happens all over the globe. It happened in Haiti. Hell, it's happening right now in southern Lebanon. With Israel and their invasion in southern Lebanon, you have the leadership of Lebanon who is approving. Can you imagine? Just to bring it in a little closer, it would be like the leadership of the Black community giving Donald Trump and MAGA permission to go into the hood and blow us up. That's what's happening in Lebanon, and that's what's happening that's been happening in colonized Africa. All the warlords that they give power to go in and to destroy us. They always have people who have our skin color, but the willingness to let the system destroy us. And here it is, the system first just has wiped out, I mean, probably more than half of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Yep. This is one of those things I was saying in the beginning of our show. What's happening? What's happening? What's our game plan? How do we get a game plan? We're getting hit every which way in the ring right now. And we being Black folks.
Yeah.
We're getting hit every which way. And you're right, Braxton. You're right. We can be upset, but we can't push the narrative of people who once pushed the narrative right now who are getting ate up online about not voting, about holding your vote, about your vote not mattering, not holding anyway. This is the reason why now we have to do 6 jobs to be the people who we might have to go old school, door to door, canvassing for people who are going to be like, my district ain't over here no more. I can't make it over here. I can't. We have to be the ones to be boots on the ground. We got to do the campaigns ourselves for the voting. It got to be more than just a text message, because grandmama said she ain't gonna look at her phone for no text message. She ain't gonna reply yes or no. She ain't gonna, did she get her stuff updated? Well, we got to be the ones visiting the households, like making house calls, like, you know.
Now, I'm gonna disagree with you just a little bit there, because let me tell you, the number one information peddler in my family line, who gonna send forward every text, every chain mail, every video. I mean, I get more if I just listen to my mother's timeline and what she texts us in the family chat, I could have solved the world's issues right now. They know so much, man. The grandmothers know so much now. They got the technology.
My mama is a grandmama, and the way she don't want to do no other technology but WhatsApp, I'm like, how you move through WhatsApp, which is like a social media site as well, app, and how do you move so well? You know how to reshare, you know how to record, you know how to do everything on there. But I put regular internet in your hand,
And kid don't know
regular
what to
app in your hand. I'm back on there. Let's hear the mem. No, Becky. How to send a message on Facebook, eh? But she gets on WhatsApp and it's like, you don't gotta tell her how to do nothing. It's what they want,
right?
Where they feel appreciated, where they feel like it's home, they'll do that.
And where
they'll learn it.
What tools they're comfortable using, because once they learn how to use them tools, oh my goodness.
That's it. They that's it. You could just, Mama, I'm taking the what is it? The little tricycle pieces off. I'm taking the the safety wheels off, Mama. And my mama like, girl, I got this. But I put it on like other sites and other apps. Mama don't want to do it. Mama don't want to do it. Not penniless.
So did I get disfigured I got disfigured, but it wasn't a wildcat. It was anyway. But no, there's a comment I really want to read from Ascaria. Is that what it pronounced? Ascaria 639 saying Black people will never have power in a colonial capitalist society undergirded by white supremacy and patriarchy. Create new, more equitable systems and abandon the current oppressive systems. And I have to
Ascari Ali. I think it's Ascari Ali.
Oh, I missed the LI. Thank you. I want to say I agree with this statement to like 99%. The 1% matters, but let me talk about the 99%. They are absolutely damn right. Right. The core problem is that when Black folks get to Washington, D.C., most of them don't stay the course of actual justice. Most of them end up aligning with the same imperial structures that's killing people all across the globe. And they just happy that it's being, that they get to be a Black person while they do it. Nah, Negro, nah. It's not, we can't do that in 2026. We shouldn't have done that since 1965. That's part of the reason our power has been destroyed with this decision, because we didn't go up there to fight this system. Too many of them went up there to blend in with the system. Now, the 1% difference, I don't know if it's a difference, but I want to make a distinction here, is I'm of the firm belief that American imperialism has to die, but I'm also we'll fight to the death. Y'all gonna hate me. One thing y'all gonna hate about Pastor Ben is that y'all not gonna sit around and make me destroy the United States as a nation, because we live here. Our kids grow here. Like, I'm raising children here, like domestic tranquility. That's what I'm trying to get. But I realize, and this is what a lot of people don't realize and accept, there's a difference between American imperialism and the evil stuff that we do across and overseas and what we have domestically. We don't have to have imperialism abroad in order for us to have a safe nation to raise our children. So that's the distinction. I'm not one of the people who was like, destroy America. Nah, baby, we live here. Nah, but if you want to destroy American imperialism, I'm first in line. Put me in the front of the line.
I'm with it too, because what it's gonna do is gonna benefit our futures, right? We don't know who before us, how they was fighting, or what they was doing. I got an idea, shouts out to Haiti, but they were risking their lives. I have an idea what that looked like today. Nowadays, people just, they took away the voting rights. Let me go on ahead and clock in. I still gotta clock in. The fear that imperialism now, especially today under this administration as well, that has done to all of us. What it's doing at this moment as well is putting in this level of acceptance for this being our life. Not because people are not wanting to fight. It's like, now how do I fight? Because every way I turn, I feel like there's somebody there, not the people. And it's somebody stronger than Donald Trump's Secret Service, people who are actually paying attention. to try to stop me from doing what I need to do. I really want us to continue to fight it, though, even if it's tuning out the takes that just sit with emotion and don't offer actual plans, like meet up, pull up to your local city meetings or virtual meetings or whatever. Do those type of things, because we have to make a difference. Speaking of making a difference, Ben, I want to talk about two more things. I want to talk about this before we leave. The students at South Carolina State University.
Yes.
I want to talk about those kids gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I was having some concerns about the churn, but those kids be all right. I know that was the lieutenant state governor who was supposed to go there, a MAGA, of course he's going to be a MAGA supporter, who was supposed to go there to speak at the children's commencement, right? Or to speak to the university. And the kids said, hell no. Again, it's hell no. They said no. We don't want to be a part of that. There's a video. Ben, you said you can't play any videos right now?
Unfortunately, something's wrong. Yeah, so no audio, but I can put B-roll up.
Well, I sent this.
Go ahead and drop me that link. But
okay,
also,
I sent it through. Text messaging. Yeah,
okay.
Text. And so, but it's a young woman. It was seen. There's a viral video going around of a young woman speaking at her university in lieu of this MAGA supporter who is the state lieutenant governor. She was supposed to come and speak to the university. They said, hell no, we don't want any MAGA supporters. This young lady said it very eloquently, even though as she gets older, there will be some things that change. It's to change in her wording. But she basically said, this ain't even about them being Republican, blue, or white. This is about what the person stands for and what they stand for under this particular administration. It's everything that is against us. And you want this person to come and speak to us and the success of us as students at this university when they have plans in place to try to shut down universities like ours for people who look like us. This young woman was like giving it to the leadership, and the leadership tried to rebuttal, but there was no case to be made there because the student already made it. Why would you have somebody to come into our school who's already a part of an administration that's putting things in place to try to shut down our school or to limit us from having access to education in itself? Why would you do that? They don't want to see us thrive. They're thriving off of people like us and what we and being built up by people like us at their corporations, at their particular jobs in the government. But they are pushing us down. And you want this person who is pushing our people down and preventing people like me from getting ahead as a young person and to be a part of the future here in America or the world in itself, to get a degree, to be able to do more. You're trying to prevent us to do that, and you want this person to come speak to us. I think not. I think not, is what the young woman said. And a lot of the students who also shared her sentiments. And so that push actually caused change. This lieutenant governor's name is Pamela Evette, and that's for South Carolina University, or South Carolina. That's the lieutenant governor for that state. But at South Carolina University, they said hell no.
Why did they invite her in the first place?
That was interesting to me, but because I guess it's a state representative, and they're gonna. I've had that back in the day where we didn't have much of a vocal voice online. Yeah. At FAMU, we've had representation try to come over there, and we were outside saying hell no. But to see that in this time, we still have the babies who are able to do the same thing in a time where I was worried about our babies, but they're doing the same thing. And what it caused was a change. And that's why I said, you got to stay on their neck. You got to stay on you got to go beyond you just being angry. And the delivery of this baby as she was speaking to leadership wasn't anger, even though you can see that it was there. It wasn't yelling. She said she gave it to them and they had to turn around and be like, you know what? She gave reasons, understanding. It wasn't just emotion based. She had a plan. So our good sis Lieutenant Governor is no longer pulling up to South Carolina State University.
Let me see. Tell me if you can hear this this audio. I did a reset.
Yes.
You
Yes,
can
you
hear
can.
it? Okay, let's listen.
We have Smith, Hamilton, and Middleton. People that attended our school that have been activists and who have died for what they believe in. South Carolina State is an active representation of that. We acknowledge that every year. So how can someone who doesn't even respect that come and encourage us and uplift us at a graduation? Things that we have worked hard for. She don't. And let me say another thing. This lady is running for government. It just seems a little bit quick. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. Quick pro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. What exactly is? Because I know we like to say, hey, it's a university. We have to do this to benefit our university. But what is the students, the people who are actively going here, the people who have the numbers and the majority? What are we gaining from this? Because to me and to a lot of others, it seems like she's doing this for her own personal gain.
That none of you
It's for her political agenda.
Yes, look it is. Thanks all of you for being here, and I've heard your concerns. I've heard your concerns. Thank you.
No response or acknowledgement.
Here's her response. Well, it was playing. Now I don't want to play. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't get the response to play, but there you go, Rebecca. That's the
at least we got the most important part to
right.
play. So we have to stop putting ourselves in a position where it's giving you want to stay at the Kunta Hotel. It's giving that you just really, we're going to sell out. We know what they're doing to education. We know that they're attempting to do to HBCUs. We know the MAGA leadership that's happening at the number one HBCU in the nation right now. Florida A&M University with MAGA Marva.
Yeah.
A Florida pick out of nowhere. Again, systems that be. We had a board of trustees with Black folks in it. 2 people left for 2 people to come in and to make a vote for MAGA Marva. No history of leading a university, political history, relationship with Ronaldo DeSantis over there in Florida. Things were moved around. Leadership was changed to put in the majority on the side of MAGA at a Black university. Who knows what changes are going to, when you put these people in power, that's the right fear to have, the right alarms to go off in your head. Why is this MAGA person coming to our school? What are they trying to take away from here? What are they trying to plant here? You don't have no place here. You want to do away with our programming. You want to do away with our school. You want to merge it with white schools so that the white schools could eventually take over at our universities?
Yep.
No.
Well,
no.
One thing you could say about MAGA is that you can't say that they're not thorough. They are striking. Their approach to dismantling Black power in this nation is 100% precise. And that's what I mean. Like they are not just attacking the war on woke. They're not just attacking our voting power. They're attacking the universities. And they have attacked. Now I'm gonna let it slide. I heard you say the number one HBCU in this country.
Number one HBCU. You didn't hear what that man said to the Wildcat? Remember your face, Mr. Wildcat?
Anyway, I'm giving y'all some love with the pictures on the screen. You got the Marching 100, and you got, y'all commercial.
You got to, because I got to take the L of us having MAGA Marva. And again, not much is being done. I was in a meeting when she was first brought in. I was in a meeting with university with different people from across country, across the world who are tapping into this meeting to see what they can do to get her out. People have, because of what's going on in the world, have been pushed to the side. Within, I think, a month, nobody ever met again.
Right.
Nobody ever met again.
Because they know.
Because
they know.
Mm-hmm.
If all they have to do is put time in it. What they did. So just a few more details for the folks who may not see the link, that it's a direct link. What's going on at South Carolina State University mirrors exactly what's going on at FAMU, except I think FAMU is far worse because they've gotten a MAGA Black president installed in power by Ron DeSantis, and she is looting the coffers. She's making the biggest salary any president has ever made at FAMU, at Florida A&M University. And she called her salary, her budget is so high. Her salary is never been a president of any university, mind you, just like you said, Rebecca. It's so high that she had to take money away from the Marching 100. And the Marching 100 is getting ready, the marching band, they're getting ready to have a really big surprise coming up in the fall when they have a major budget shortfall because the money that Marva took. Now, what they're doing is they're taking Black folks, just like we see in South Africa, just like we see with the CBC. We say we're all kind of Black. They can always throw a couple of $100,000 into the hands of a Black person, and you're going to find some Black person who's willing to go inside of the Black universities and destroy it from the inside. And that's what's happening at FAMU, and that's what those students are protesting over at South Carolina State.
Exactly. And that's why, of course, they've seen what was happening at different universities. I know Howard has been hit with, a lot of universities have been hit with some kind of MAGA presence that's trying to come in. And Florida A&M is one of the main ones that have been on the map because they chose one of the best and one of the highest, and, to attack. But it shows you how easily we're able to remove, again, from the Board of Trustees that we had online. Marva wasn't even a part of it. Yeah, I was monitoring, like a lot of us were, on the FAMU page, see, because they let us be a part of the process. Out of nowhere, they removed all the candidates. And they said that they were changing. They had some changes happening in the Board of Trustees. I kid you not, out of nowhere, within like a day, 24 hours, they removed people from Board of Trustees, put in other people, and they were the voting. They brought in Marva, who was not even a candidate. They brought her in within 24 hours. She was the president. That's how it works.
And they know. And you said, Rebecca, how you all started organizing, and then after a while. Everybody falls off because nothing is more dangerous than normalcy. Nothing is more dangerous than getting back to normal. And when people get used to you being there, she's been there for almost a year now, right? People get used to you being there, then it's not that much more. You get used to the fact that you got a MAGA president destroying your university while you're going to school and trying to pass classes, and while the alumni are going to work trying to feed their kids.
Nothing we can do. Hopefully there's something that we end up coming back to, because that will crush me. That will really crush me. As y'all know how I feel about my university. The same way I feel about my flag, but my flag, this is like a special edition of the Haitian flag. But by my flag, which is the Haitian flag, it is here. We've gotten into May. Not only is it Haitian Heritage Month, it is my birthday month. So shout out to Mama Gwen, which is Bubba's mother. It is also my birthday month, May 15th. It's Mother's Day month. It's Bill's month. It's a lot of things, but Haitian Heritage Month, Haitian Flag Days on May 18th. Again, my birthday is May 15th. A lot of great things are happening this month. But I wanted to, before we end, I would be remiss if I did not shout out to my brother who was a part of history last month, making history with a Cartoon Network, which is now owned by Warner Brothers, because Cartoon Network is no longer on like regular TV cable. Now they have partnered with Warner Brothers, or Warner Brothers purchased Cartoon Network, which is called Cartoon now, and is now on the Warner Brothers page, where they are putting out different pilots of cartoons. And in the history of cartoons on, in America. There's never been a Haitian-based one, and this one is called "I Love You, Jocelyn." I love you, Jocelyn. Over on, Ben, I sent you a link. In the text, you will see it. But over on Warner Brothers page right now, it's called "I Love You, Jocelyn." I went viral on the internet last week, looking crazy. My brother done recorded me looking crazy because I went over to celebrate the day that it did drop on the Warner Brothers page. This is a beautiful, cute, adorable cartoon based off of a little Haitian girl who lives in Haiti with her family. And she has a superpower that she taps into. And I just want you guys to take a listen, take a look as me and my brother definitely are watching this. Ben, can we get some audio on that?
That's you! That's me. Perfect day for Mango Fest. Good luck to all our amazing performers, and a special shout out to our local hero, Joe Lovely, who's performing her first dance solo.
Hey, that's me. Hey guys. Hey Joe. Sick ride.
My name's not Méchanceté.
Come on, Méchanceté.
Méchanceté, come on.
You look good in your traditional caipella.
That's Jonas.
They go up so fast, my little princess.
Jonas. Whoa!
Look at the background.
The outfit. That's the classification.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
That was Mikey doing an impression of a dog.
That's you again. Méchanceté. Joe, chérie, ça va faire à terre, hein? Stand up.
That's good clear right there.
Yeah.
That's good. Sometimes it's not good. That one is good.
You see how the enemy was French? This is so fast. Come on, Jocelyn. Come on, Jocelyn. Jocelyn.
Come on, be in the thing twice. Voice actor. Oh my gosh, he
The whole government on there.
Azar. He was the dad and the announcer. Jonas Azar, dad, announcer, credits, baby. What's going on? What's going on Cartoon Network? What's up? You did amazing.
I will appreciate that.
That's my brother Jonas. He is a creator, a part of a long-standing comedic group called Haitian Husbands. And so he's already been in the game in the Haitian industry. He's done different stand-ups online, but this particular one, he was called to do, it's called I Love You, Jocelyn. It's a play off of one of Haiti's biggest, most watched movies called I Love You, Anne. So to put it in this superhero young woman, Jocelyn is her name, which is a Haitian name, and it's by a writer out in California, Miss La Girl. Thank you so much for having my brother to be a part of it. But it was picked up by Warner Brothers for the pilot, and they finally dropped it. My brother did this about 2 years ago, mind you.
Wow.
So Haitians, this is a great way to start. I want you guys, all you guys who are watching, please go check it out. It's on the Warner Brother page. It's I Love You, Jocelyn. They have a few other pilots that they're pushing for. We want to really make this one make noise. It actually was doing really well in the first few days. It's only been out for about, I want to say, a week and a half. And was doing really well. A lot of Haitians were going underneath it and bringing comments underneath. And guess what Warner Brothers did? They took away the comment section. Why? I am not sure. The comment sections are still open on the other cartoon pilots that are in a part of it. But for this particular one, I think it's because there was so much going on, like so much love, and talks about Haiti and how people were loving it and they felt represented. That means that they would have to make more of it. They muted the comment section.
Listen, you can only go so far with their tools. They're only gonna let you do so much before. But this is great. This is congratulations to Jonas. All the years I think I've known you and talked. I think about your brother. I don't think I've ever met your brother.
I don't think you ever met him either. He lived in Florida the whole time, so he would come up and visit. But I don't think you got a chance to meet him.
Yeah, no, I got to meet him. Of course, I know your sister. How's Sissy doing?
Yes, Sissy's doing good. It's doing good. She's actually helping me get my place together. She did, right now she's not here, but she's helping me get my place together. So that's good. But yes, I am so proud of my brother. I'm proud of the project. I love Jocelyn. And just, I'm proud of my family being a part of history. So that means a lot to me. Not only, be part of history, we're doing things again that our ancestors, said, I'm going to sacrifice my life for this moment, for moments where they were having us eat scraps, and be their slaves. We won't do that. We will take control. We weren't even supposed to be here. They done killed off the actual people who are from this island. We are going to take control. We're going to make sure that people that our seeds that come from this ground are going to have freedom. They're going to have freedom. They will see life. They will experience life. And here, we have the same thing. My brother got an opportunity, and while they're trying to mute us on this corporate level because they saw that, this uprising of Haitians, seeing how great this can be, means that we have to fund it for more than just a pilot, right? Yeah, we're gonna still continue with the blood of our ancestors, with the to fight. I'm so proud. I wake up Haitian every single day, from being picked on to being at a moment now where I can wake up and just be like, gosh, I thank you so much for making me Haitian in this lifetime. I would have never, I ever want to change. We are always at the height of where they want to make us feel like, we're the poorest in the Western hemisphere. That's what they always told us, or that's how they used to describe us, especially when I was younger. And my dad in my household, we never described it like that. But every time I went to school, that's what they did. They only taught us about Tucson, which is a big part of the history of what we have. But we had so many other greats coming from our country, and the history, and just knowing that I have that blood running through my veins, and that my name, as beautiful as it is, comes from the country, that I love so much, and that they want to always make us fear. We got land over there that my grandma saved for us. So each generation of my family, from all the way down to the beginning of whoever decided over there to fight for us to have something, has left a little something behind. And it's me and my family and the kids of this generation, now the millennial grown folks of this generation, to make sure that we plant the seeds that are historical enough to make a difference as well. There has never been a cartoon, make that make sense, that is, Caribbean led, or at least Haitian centered, especially with Haiti's representation and Haiti's history as the first free Black republic in the world, not the country, not the stateside, not the Caribbeans, in the world. They have stopped every production made that was supposed to center them. And we finally got something going on. And Warner Brothers said, hey, this is a little too much. You're a little bit too much chatter about the history of Haiti.
Yeah.
We made history. We made history, though.
They'll make money off of you, but they don't want, I'll give capitalism. Capitalism will try to monetize anything, including the revolution. And when they mess up and capitalize the revolution, it everyone, but it hits.
Ben, your mic is cutting in and out, brother.
Oh, hang on. I thought it was just you. It's me too.
It's you too. I'm me too.
Yeah, you cutting in and out too. You on Wi-Fi, ain't it?
Oh, it's because I am. Yeah, it's what it is. It's because we started talking about the systems that be.
Yeah. Well, the point is this. I don't know if I can finish it without breaking up, but the point is this: is that they're gonna always try to make money off our story, and then they make money off of our revolutionary story, and they mess up because somebody heard it. Some kid is going to hear that story that your brother is telling, and it's going to it's going to revolutionize them.
Yeah, and this is going to be history that's known forever. We're going to, I hope that it does, if you can get into other comment sections and say, what happened to the comment section? I love you, Jocelyn. Spam them people. But with that being said, y'all, I am so happy just to be alive and here and with y'all, to be able to celebrate or just come back in a great month and just start from scratch, start from, this is our 2026, like it or not. We done been here for a very, very long time. And I missed you guys. I just want to make sure I let you guys know that. I know we just hopped on, but I really, truly missed you guys. And I'm so glad to be a part of the conversations back again, or get our talks off, That's what I'm glad for. But just like any other day, just like any other time, if you guys love what you are watching, make sure you like and you share and you subscribe, because that absolutely, I say absolutely, I'm so sorry. That absolutely helps our page and our voices grow even beyond just this sphere right now. I appreciate you guys. I know that you guys been also looking at me or looking for me on Leftist Mafia. I was supposed to be on this past Thursday, but I will be there on next week, especially because I ain't going home with my mama no more for Mother's Day. I will be there on this coming Thursday. So I know Saturday is going to be the Saturday before Mother's Day, but we can get together and we'll go over what we'll be doing on that day. But please like, share, subscribe, and please continue to help support the channel, help support your creators, because they are trying to silence us. So make sure that if you haven't already, head over to our patreon.com/like it or not. You can go to my individual Patreon, and that's /Rebecca Azor, Cash App, Becca's Voice, $ Becca's Voice. I don't know what you got going on now. Pastor Bam is what
yeah, don't worry about mine yet. I got other ways that they're gonna have to do a whole lot more. Yeah.
I love that for you. But again, if you love a Haitian, a creator like myself, send them $18.04. That's 1804, the inception of the best country where we were free. 1804, January 1st. May 18th is when we got our flag. So let me tell you something. We had different variations of the flag, but Catherine, she went there and she sold up that flag, because when we done killed them white folks, we made sure that we listen, we gonna take that raggedy behind French flag, remix it like we did they raggedy behind soup, and make it better and make it great. Okay, the Haitian flag is a staple. When you see my nails, look, see that I had to make my. When you see a Haitian with a flag, there's nothing that can separate. You see my nails, I didn't make my, I did something light, what I'm saying, for it. But every Haitian that you see, we got a Haitian tag in the car, something hanging off the rear view mirror that's going to let you know that we Haitian, our name, our last name, all of the above. I am so proud to be Haitian. The children of Dessalines, Toussaint, all of the Catherine, all of the greats, okay, that come from the country. I am so glad. So whatever that they've said about mine, ours, that's negative, I don't stand for it. So again, if you know a Haitian creator who was doing their thing and it doesn't have to be in only Haitian content. We got Haitian people who are doing what I'm doing. Speaking of politics, American politics, we got Haitian creators who are in fashion, we got Haitian creators who do beauty, we got Haitian creators who do travel, we have Haitian creators who do mukbang, Haitian creators all over. We just had Ariana, who's one of the biggest Haitian creators out of Haiti right now, a young Generation Z baby who just won the social media, I think it was like some kind of thing that they were doing for Francophones, for French-speaking countries to come together with their biggest social media stars. An hour from our country, Ariana, she won. And we are so proud of her. So we got lots of big things. Our music is now being, our style of music is now being taken and put into other music genres. They're trying to call it something else. But the truth is the truth. We are the blueprint in so many different ways. Bachata can be bachata, but compa is compa tout bien. Let me tell you something. We are the blueprint. A lot of what we do Haiti has been in so many situations where they were the ground for refugees from their country. People were going to Haiti until this day. We have places in Haiti right now where white folks were seeking refuge, still have places over there in Haiti because we were the ones that opened the door for so many, while we were also leaving out to fight for Latin countries to get their independence. So when you see that red and blue on any Latin country flags, just know that was their homage paid to Haiti because we helped them get their freedom. including our next door neighbor, Dominican Republic. So when you hear a lot of chatter about disrespect about Haiti, put some respect on it. I said that years and years and years and years ago, but put some respect on it. Anywho, that's how I'm going to end today's show. Make sure, again, if you haven't already, support. That's Becca's Voice on Cash App. Becca's Voice on Cash App. That's Like It or Not. That's patreon.com/Like It or Not as well. I love you guys. I mean it. And I'll see you on next Saturday and Thursday for the next show. I have a show tonight here in the city where we're going to kick off. Tonight's festivities for the month for Haitian Heritage Month. It's going to be a lot of culture and things, and I would love to tell you where it at. I don't trust y'all on the internet. So I'll be hosting a show tonight. You guys will see about it later. I love you guys so much. Mean it. Ben, you want to add anything?
See y'all next time.
Work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/Like It or Not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like It or Not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah.